long time, folks. Not that Michael hasn't been working, but that he hasn't had his videographer available. I've been involved in a number of other things, and somehow the timing has just never worked. Anyway, he's been working away on a new trail here, so let's go see what's going on. Good thing I put my boots on. Here's the man.
Hello.
So, Mr. Hickey, what have you been up to?
Which day?
It's been about a month since I've been out with you, so you can start by welcoming people and we'll go from there.
Well, sure. Hey, Al, welcome back to the Woodlot, folks. Good to see you after a little bit of an absence. I have been working. It's just
I haven't been out.
Right. That's the problem. Anyhow, this was kind of unexpected, so I'm just basically back where I left off yesterday. Debbie will show you a trail that we started to put in last year
sometime.
With some slab wood over some of the wet area. And so this is a fairly steep incline that goes up. But right now I'm near the bottom of this, and a couple of days ago I took out one white birch, and then yesterday I took out a second one, freeing up some of the white ash.
So this isn't part of the trail, this is just working along.
Yeah, this is just an offshoot.
Okay.
Because, yeah, the trail is basically complete. I can, because of it's steep, what I've done is I've made it so that I can drive around through an area that is not compromised and I can drive on totally dry ground all the way up. And then I head across, and there is a little dip that has some water, but I'm driving across it. Anyhow, so basically the idea is I can come...
You'll just make a loop.
Work up on this slope, get a load in Ralphie, and I will always be coming down with that load, so I won't be driving up and digging and churning and creating ruts, so that it's nice and easy through this sensitive area, so that hopefully we will leave it unscathed and environmentally sound.
And yet still be able to get in and work in there.
Yes, yes, it's a little bit of a roundabout, but that's fine. I'm in no hurry or rush with this. So anyhow, I did think that, because I sometimes just stand around and think.
Instead of working, you mean?
Oh yeah, as much. Well, no, it's almost more painful, but I always try and wonder, you know, to interpret what I'm doing and so on. And if you have a significantly good-sized woodlot and you get a management plan done, a forester or a forest professional is going to cut your woodlot into what they would call stands, which are trees of a similar age, size, composition, whatever. It's possible that, for instance, if your whole property was a red pine plantation, you would only have one stand. But most properties, especially when you're up into the 100 acres plus, there are almost differences between these stands. So it might be one that has a high composition of yellow birch or high composition of red spruce that makes it distinguishable from other parts of the property. Anyhow, these are often stands that are 10, 15, 20 acres in size, which when you're a single person working all by yourself, like, that's really large. And so I was thinking, like, how do I approach this? And to me, if I stand here and I look around, the trees that are within my vision is my stand. And in this stand, I have a whole lot of white ash. So there's this is a red maple sapling, but white ash, white ash, white ash, white ash, white ash, white ash, fir, 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 white ash, fir, white ash.
So ash and fir is...
You get the idea?
Yeah.
with the exception of
and the
one
white
or two
birch.
red maples
And some white birch.
and some white birch. This is very much, this stand that I'm working in is very much white ash and fir. And the reality is that the white ash predominantly is overtopping the fir, which means that there's not a whole lot that needs to be done in here from my perspective, because
You want to encourage white ash over fir anyway, so it's...
the white ash are already, for the most part, dominant. I may do something here or there, and I did clear some ground around the red maple because I would like to get some more red maple in here to add greater diversity. So I cleared a bit of the fir and so on around it to free it up, but also maybe to encourage eventually some further seeding. The white ash is A-OK as a climate change tree, but when you get the degree of white ash that's here now, like, that's not the diversity I'm looking for.
Well, and plus they may be threatened by that emerald ash borer.
Yes, yes, they will.
So I'm taking this as the birch from earlier today or from yesterday, or...
Well, I felled him and limbed him up yesterday. Today I've done just a bit of the bucking, and of course I'm carrying it out by hand. There's a little wet spot there, and so I'll just buck him up, carry him out, and then stop every now and then and split
What you've got.
pieces, which is what we're doing, because I'm starting from the small end and working
your way up
to the butt. Yeah, see the nuts that are there in this section. Now I gotta fetch some more. Not what you call high production methods, but it's a good exercise.
And environmentally friendly.
Right. An old person project. Come on. Close. No cigar. Yeah. Internal branches.
Ah, how do you get an internal branch?
Good question. I know I've seen lots of them. Not not every piece by any stretch of the imagination, but and they certainly can make your splitting a lot harder.
Ooh, that went nice.
Yeah, white birch on average is usually one of the easier splitting woods.
If they don't have internal branches.
Well, I've seen some older trees in particular, I think, that piece after piece, like it's just...
It's a struggle.
Nothing is splitting easy. And not necessarily because of internal branches, it's just being stubborn. Everywhere, every way.
You saying it's because they're old? Not going there, huh?
Well, we do tend to get a little harder to get along with sometimes, maybe.
Just asking.
Or maybe we're just tougher.
Ah,
That's probably it. That's what we'll say.
there we go.
It's old and tough. Chewy old steak or something.
So we're going to take a walk up your new trail.
What, you need an escort, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. This was a white ash, small fir, small fir, small fir, small fir. And you probably can't pick up, video cameras tend not to pick up the slope, but this is fairly steep. I'm not sure I would put a % grade on it, but
Ralph, you'll do okay coming down.
well, yeah, you certainly would expect, especially if you come up against a bit of a stump or something, that you're likely to get some wheels spinning.
If you're going uphill, yes.
Yes, going uphill. And of course, if that happens, then you start to get a rut. And I don't know if anyone knows the physics here.
Not me.
Like right now, especially in the spring, and you get the snow melt, and you get, of course, a fair amount of water running over. And of course, there could be spots where, for instance, they're open a bit, and the ground is actually starting to thaw out some. Well, you have debris, you have undulations, you have leaves, you have all kinds of things that tends to slow that water down and tends to disperse it over a wider area. But if somebody comes along and creates a rut, I mean, ruts tend to be wider, they tend to be straight, and is a place where that water can kind of congregate into. And so now the volume has increased, the speed has increased, because now it has a nice straight path, and with that combination you now start to get your soil eroding.
And your rut gets bigger.
And your rut gets bigger, which means it accumulates more water, and yeah, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I didn't really have to cut out anything right in through this little path, other than, I don't know, there was a dead birch, maybe it was that fir.
So this was fairly clear.
Yeah, and then it just goes up.
Around to the left.
And that's where I was working probably 2 years ago.
Right,
The
that
multi-stem white birch.
connects, yeah.
And we freed up a red oak that's just up the slope a bit from here. So yeah, this now is all connected.
So your trail itself is done.
Well, I
You
mean,
can now actually go around with Ralph.
well, yeah, but you're never really done. I mean, if I want to go over here and work,
Right, but
I'm
this,
going to have to extend it.
yeah,
But yes, I think I'll leave, like there's a number of, well, there's a cluster of 4 quite nice white birch right within a 12-foot span, and a couple more there. But I think I'm going to, at this point, leave those for future firewood.
don't take them all out at once.
Well, I am running into a problem of
Too much firewood.
yeah, I gotta figure out. I mean, it's cutting out the trees that helps improve the woodlot, assuming you cut the right trees. And of course, planting is also something that can be very beneficial. But after a while, yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the product that I'm cutting. And I don't want to get into the commercial side of the firewood business. So I'm thinking I should get a hold of somebody who might be able to parcel it out to people who need.
Who are in need, yeah. Somebody like the food bank or something of
Yes.
that nature.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because it would be nice to help out folk who
don't have the advantage of having their own woodlot.
Yep. Well, thanks for watching, folk. Hope you enjoy the video, and we'll catch you sometime, who knows when.
I'll attempt to be a little more conscientious at getting out here.
Okay.
Okay.
Promise then. Take care. See ya.
Catch you next time, guys.